There are places on this earth where standing before them, you don't know whether to look up in awe or tremble in fear. These are not merely buildings. They are declarations made of steel, concrete, and human blood. Places where the line between genius and madness is thinner than a sheet of paper. Today, join Unseen World Travel as we step into the world of 10 structures that even the most brilliant engineers on the planet have had to look at twice and then slowly shake their heads. Prague, a city of ancient Gothic domes and cobblestone streets, centuries old, suddenly found itself home to a structure that looked as if it had fallen from another planet. When locals first saw it in 1996, they called it Ginger and Fred, a couple twisting together in a dance against the flow of history. But behind that artistic exterior lies a genuine technical nightmare. To create that surreal waistline, architects Frank Gehry and Vlado Milunic forced engineers to handcraft 99 concrete panels, every single one different in shape and size. No two panels were alike. No production line could meet the demand. Each panel was a spatial geometry problem, solved entirely by hand. And when you look at the windows, they tilt and misalign. That is not a construction error. It is intentional. Gehry positioned them at different angles to create the illusion of movement, as if the building is truly dancing as you walk past. For a structural engineer, analyzing load forces on a wall riddled with irregular openings is the stuff of their worst nightmares. And yet this building has stood firm for nearly 30 years, becoming one of Prague's most sought-after landmarks. Residents along the Nusel riverbank now live beside a global architectural icon. Property values have soared, but so has the daily flood of thousands of tourists crowding their once quiet streets. Some structures are built to last forever, and some are remembered forever because they were about to collapse. The Leaning Tower of Pisa belongs to the second category, and strangely enough, that is precisely what made it immortal. The story began in 1173, when 12th century architects placed a mass of nearly 14,500 tons onto a foundation just 3 meters deep. The soil beneath Pisa, a mixture of soft clay, silt, and river sediment, was never ready for that burden. By the third floor, the tower had already begun to lean. If this were a modern construction project, there would certainly be a stop work order, then lawsuits, then demolition. But the Italians of that era, they simply kept building for nearly 200 years, with multiple interruptions due to war. Ironically, those interruptions accidentally saved the tower. The soil beneath had time to compress and consolidate, creating relative stability. By the 20th century, when the tower had tilted to 5.5 degrees and faced a real risk of collapse, an international team of engineers intervened. They carefully removed soil from the north side of the foundation, nudging the tower to stand back up slightly from 5.5 degrees down to 3.97 degrees. The tower was saved, yet its lean was preserved just enough to keep attracting tourists. A rescue operation perfectly calculated on a commercial level. Every year, more than 5 million people flock to Pisa just to take the famous propping up the tower photo. Local residents have mixed feelings. Tourism brings income, but it also turns the Piazza dei Miracoli into a packed sea of people every single day. The Tarn Valley in southern France was once a hauntingly beautiful wilderness where hawks circled through the morning mist. Then, in 2004, a structure appeared and transformed that valley into one of the most photographed places on Earth, the MILLAU Viaduct, the tallest bridge on the planet, with its tallest pylon reaching 343 meters into the sky, standing 19 meters taller than the Eiffel Tower. But what kept engineers awake at night was not the height, it was the construction method. Instead of building from the ground up, they assembled the entire steel deck on flat ground at both ends of the valley. Then, like a giant hand pushing puzzle pieces into place, a synchronized hydraulic jacking system pushed each section of the bridge forward, just 60 centimeters at a time. Imagine simultaneously controlling dozens of hydraulic jacks, each weighing several tons, synchronized down to the millimeter. One small deviation, and an entire 1,000-ton steel section could plunge into the gorge. What few people know is that during construction, engineers had to battle valley winds reaching speeds of up to 200 kilometers per hour. They specially designed wind fairings along the underside of the bridge deck, an aerodynamic technique never before applied to a road bridge. Today, more than 10 million vehicles cross it each year, cutting hours off the Paris to Barcelona journey. The small villages surrounding the Tarn Valley, once fading economically, were suddenly revived by waves of visitors coming to marvel at this wonder. If there is one structure on Earth capable of physically altering the rotation of this planet, it is the Three Gorges Dam, not metaphorically, literally. When the reservoir was filled with 39.3 billion cubic meters of water, equivalent in weight to nearly 40 billion tons, that colossal mass concentrated at a single point changed the rotational inertia of the Nama, Earth. NASA scientists calculated that it slowed Earth's rotation by approximately 0.06 microseconds and shifted the geographic pole by about 2 centimeters. A human-made structure edited the astronomical calendar of the planet. The dam stretches 2.3 kilometers and stands 185 meters tall, the equivalent of 11,000 Olympic swimming pools filled to the brim. Its ship lift, the largest in the world, raises vessels 113 meters in just 40 minutes. And the entire structure generates approximately 10% of China's total electricity. But what about the dark side of this marvel? More than 1.3 million people were forcibly relocated to make way for the reservoir. Hundreds of towns, villages, and 2,000-year-old historical sites were submerged beneath the water. The ecosystem of the Yangtze River was thrown into chaos. The Chinese river dolphin, the BURJ, was driven to extinction in part because of these changes. The Three Gorges Dam is the most painful lesson humanity has about the price of trying to bend nature to its will. "4,500 years. Let that number sink in. When the Roman Empire did not yet exist, when Athens had no Parthenon, when all of European civilization was still in the early Bronze Age, the Great Pyramid of Giza already stood, complete and majestic, in the middle of the desert." The numbers are almost too much for the human mind to accept. 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 and 3 tons. Total estimated weight, 5.9 to 6 million tons heavier than dozens of modern aircraft carriers combined. And this entire structure was completed in less than 25 years. Modern engineers calculate that to place blocks at that rate, workers had to set one stone into its exact position every 2 minutes, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, continuously for 25 years. No cranes, no explosives, no concrete, only bronze, wood, rope, water, sand, and mines organized to a level of pure genius. Some of the latest theories suggest they used a spiral internal ramp system inside the pyramid to haul the stones up, and recent archaeological evidence has uncovered signs supporting this hypothesis. Today, the Giza Plateau faces challenges no less serious. Millions of tourists every year, air pollution from the ever-expanding city of Cairo steadily eroding the ancient limestone, and rising groundwater threatening a foundation that no engineer dares touch. Dubai is a place where people don't ask, is it possible? They only ask, when will it be done? And the Burj Khalifa, 828 meters tall, 163 floors, the world's tallest building since 2010, is the pinnacle of that philosophy. The secret to its stability lies in a shape you'd least expect. Instead of a traditional square or circular core, the Burj Khalifa uses a hexagonal central core, surrounded by 3 wings arranged in a Y shape. This configuration distributes wind forces across 6 directions instead of 4, significantly reducing twisting and bending forces. At 800 meters up, winds blow at speeds that could flip a truck, yet residents on the 160th floor feel only a gentle sway, like sitting on a high-speed train. Even temperature becomes an engineering challenge. The top of the tower can be as much as 10 degrees Celsius hotter or colder than its base, causing the steel structure to expand and contract every single day like a living organism. Engineers had to account for every millimeter of thermal expansion in the connections designed between floors. Yet the shadow over the Burj Khalifa extends beyond engineering. Tens of thousands of migrant workers, predominantly from South Asia, labored under grueling conditions to erect this tower. The story of labor rights on Dubai's construction sites remains a subject of global debate, a darkness inseparable from the glamour of this wonder. 129,000 kilometers of wire were wound together enough to circle the Earth more than 3 times. A massive pulley system pulled each bundle of wires back and forth between the two shores, day after day. What is rarely mentioned, throughout the entire construction process, only 11 workers lost their lives, an almost unbelievably low number by the standards of the time, thanks to Strauss's insistence on installing safety nets beneath the bridge, something unheard of in bridge construction back then. Today, the Golden Gate is also one of the locations in the world with the highest rate of suicide by jumping, a heartbreaking paradox at the heart of one of the most beautiful structures humanity has ever created. There is a building in the world that has been under construction for over 140 years and is still unfinished, not because of a lack of money, not because of a lack of engineers, but because Antoni Gaudí designed a structure so complex that one generation barely understands it before having to pass the work on to the next. Before computers existed, Gaudí created his own simulation room using rope and sandbags. He hung hundreds of strings upside down with different weights attached, and by the laws of physics, they naturally formed the most perfectly efficient curves under the pull of gravity. He then looked into a mirror placed below to see the reflected image, which was the exact shape of the arches and tower spires when built upright. This was structural engineering through physical experimentation rather than mathematics on paper. The result was stone arches weighing hundreds of tons that look as light and airy as the canopy of a forest. A fire in 1936 destroyed the entire model workshop and all design documents. Modern engineers had to use 3D scanning technology to piece together every fragment of the charred plaster models, reconstructing Gaudí's original intent. Today, the Sagrada Familia is expected to be completed in 2026, exactly 100 years after Gaudí's death. Each year, 4.5 million visitors come through its doors, generating a natural funding stream to continue construction, a financial model unlike anything any other building in the world has ever possessed. In 1931, in the depths of the Great Depression when millions of Americans had no work, the government launched a seemingly insane project: build a massive dam in the middle of Black Canyon in Nevada. Not because they had money to spare, but because it was the only way to simultaneously create jobs and generate electricity for the entire American West. The greatest technical challenge? Concrete. 4.4 million cubic meters of it, if poured as a single solid mass. The heat generated during the curing process would have taken over 125 years to dissipate. By that point, the dam would long have cracked apart from within. The solution? Engineers divided the entire dam into thousands of smaller blocks, then embedded 582 miles of 1-inch steel pipes within them, like artificial blood vessels. Ice-cold water was continuously pumped through this network, drawing the heat out. Each block cooled in 2 months instead of decades. The Hoover Dam is not only an engineering marvel, it is a political and psychological symbol for the American people. In their darkest hour, they built the biggest thing they had ever built. Approximately 21,000 workers participated in its construction. 112 of them never came home. Their names are rarely spoken, but without them, Las Vegas, the billion-dollar city powered by Hoover Dam, might never have existed at all. Finally, we arrive at a structure that may be the only one on this list built not to conquer nature, but to protect it. Cornwall, in the southwest of England, an abandoned clay pit, 60 meters deep, unstable, and unwanted. That is the site Tim Smith and architect Nicholas Grimshaw chose to build what would become the world's largest indoor botanical garden. Enormous domed structures enclosing entire tropical and Mediterranean ecosystems right in the middle of England's cold, damp climate. The engineering challenge. If glass were used for the domes, the weight alone would collapse the entire unstable clay foundation beneath. The solution came from the most unlikely of materials, ETFE, a polymer plastic that is 99% lighter than glass, yet capable of bearing the weight of a full-sized truck. Engineers created inflated ETFE cushions, each filled with air at a gentle pressure like building a house out of giant bubbles. The largest dome spans more than a football pitch, yet is so lightweight that the fragile soil underneath can still bear it. The Eden Project plants millions of trees each year, runs climate change education programs for school children from across the United Kingdom, and has transformed a polluted wasteland into one of the most biodiverse areas in Cornwall. It is proof that sometimes the most extraordinary feat of engineering is not the tallest structure or the heaviest, but the one that knows how to repair what humanity has already broken. Ten structures. 10 times humanity stared into the limits of physics, engineering, and reason, and chose to step across the line. Some left behind brilliant legacies, some left behind costly lessons. And all of them remind us of one unchanging truth. The human mind, in any era, will always find a way to reach for the things that once seemed impossible.